As Chinese martial arts moved from the ancient battlefield to the folk arena, they did not wither away, but gave rise to numerous styles of martial arts with different forms and complex skills. However, their actual combat ability has been repeatedly questioned. What transformations have they gone through over time? Shanghai University of Sport is one of China's authoritative martial arts teaching and research institutions. Professor Chu Pi-xiang is a renowned martial arts scholar. He leads the crew directly into a training class on various martial arts sequences. The students include many national and even world martial arts champions, but the teaching content is not confrontational.
武术套路呢，它是一种攻防技术的艺术体现，它就是把很多攻防技术的动作，把它按照一定的程序编排出来以后，来进行传承练习。
压住，不要快，压住气往下沉。
这个是形意拳的套路
啊，民间讲究一下一下进退，就是直来直去的进退。对，这就是崩拳。
这是民间的。
这是民间的。
再拿一个。
竞技
套路的，
就比较节奏化，
它有节奏的变化。
它走势打得比较开展。我们这个竞技武术，它就是源于民间的传统武术。解放初期，我的老师蔡龙云先生系统地整理了中国武术套路运动员训练的一整套基本功体系。他评定的模式参照了 西方体操的评判模式，高难美，技术动作质量高，动作难度大。所谓美呢，就是气脉不断，行云流水，强调节奏、精神、表演。
Since the martial arts sequences are not about fighting, is there an area that emphasizes on combat skills? There is. The specialism of Sanda, also known as Chinese boxing.
套路比赛和散打的比赛都属于武术的范畴。80年代初期呢，我们国家感觉我们的运动员只会练程式化的拳打脚踢，不行，他应该有对抗的形式。经过实验以后，开始正式设立了武术对抗的项目，也就是取名散打，包含了武术当中的踢打摔、鞭拳、鞭腿。
The way Sanda is taught looks quite different from most people's impression of Chinese martial arts.
人类进行搏击的情况下的话，攻防格斗的技术基本上是趋同一致的。一个完整的武术人才应该是能打能练。
The instructor is Li Jianwen, a familiar figure on the internet. In this widely circulated web video, Li Jianwen, who is clearly shorter and lighter than his opponent, impresses viewers with his extraordinary skills. In fact, Li used to be a sequence specialist before taking up fighting competitions.
那个视频上，对吧？大家也看到了，我是后腿从后面打的。那这是什么呢？我运用了前滚翻的意识来打的。很多教练就觉得，哎呀，那是花招。实际你不去尝试，你不用这些花招去打，你永远觉得就是花招。
Come what may, Sanda is the professional combat sport that best represents the actual combat capabilities of Chinese martial arts.
中国武术它的本真价值，它就是对抗。对抗讲究的快、准、狠。在当代的人来讲，他不去专心的研究它的实战价值，他只研究我能站得稳，我能健身，好这个动作漂亮。他们研究的方向已经改变了。
Is this change the main reason why the fighting ability of Chinese martial arts is now being questioned? Professor Chu believes that the focus of public opinion is actually on non-professional, populist martial arts.
自成体系的拳种累计起来有129个，也就是拳种的分布 不同的地域表现了不同的拳种，大致的可以分为以长江为界，一南一北，南拳北腿。
South fist, north leg, east spear, and west staff, the saying goes. The map inspires the crew's further investigation of the folk martial arts. Professor Chu says that in the National Survey of Martial Arts conducted in the 1980s, there were clear criteria established for the evaluation of traditional schools of martial arts. They must be unique, properly inherited, and self-contained, with clear theories of their own. At the same time, he also stresses that the offensive and defensive values of martial arts are essential. To begin with, the crew go in search of South Fist. This is not a specific school of martial arts, but the collective name for folk schools south of the Yangtze River. Typical of them is Wu Zhu Chen, meaning five ancestor boxing, established in Quanzhou in the late 19th century. The crew are recommended to seek out a Wu Zhu Chen practitioner called Zhang Xiaofeng. A meeting is arranged at the Confucius Temple in the old town of Quanzhou. Zhang runs a martial arts school that is well known in the area. He's known locally as the director. Zhang was 12 when he started learning Wu Zhu Chen from Su Zaifu, a famous local master of Wu Zhu Chen. In adult life, he found work as a civil servant and then in shipping, but he couldn't let go of martial arts, so he opened his own school.
我看这里个子比较小的，
这个对，这个练1年了，上来，往前。
好小啊，蹲下来。
来，这个练对是的啊。喜欢武馆是吧？喜欢馆长吗？
你给我们做一个
1、2、3、4，你看马上5，精神就不一样了。
对啊，
跳起1、2、3。
Zhang Xiaofeng says that only this traditional way of teaching and learning can properly shape the spiritual outlook of the children. After seeing the martial arts training at the Confucius Temple, Zhang Xiaofeng takes the crew to the nearby temple of Guan Yu, the god of war in China. Quanzhou people come here to ask the god to grant their wishes. Zhang's wish is for his son to be admitted to the martial arts and ethnic traditional sports program at Jimei University. Zhang Wenqiao has been learning and practicing martial arts with his father since he was a toddler. He never imagined that he'd fail the martial arts entry exam 2 years in succession. It has become a major worry for both the father and son.
这个就是我们的那个拜师拜祖堂，五祖拳这个门派比较特殊。 它属于一门武拳，它没有一个动作是花草步，只要一个动作出来，都是有实战意义的。康熙纪要里面讲，泉州此地民风彪悍，独处匪患，每个人要自保，除了练武之外，没有别的途径了。
Although Wu Zhu Chen was only formulated just over 100 years ago, many of its skills evolved from ancient military martial arts. This set of staff skills was originally created by Yu Dayu, a famous general and son of Quanzhou. This shield made of cane is a weapon unique to Fujian province.
打了几十年了，其实这些很多都源自当时的部队。
Ming Dynasty General Qi Jiguang devised a combination of cane shield with other weapons, which played a key role in the war against Japanese pirates.
他的手法是这样照阳手，我们这样拿的。那在咏春拳，往那一靠，然后这手一拉开一点，就是那个形意拳的三体式了，是不是？再拉大一点啊，那个我们的八极拳的啊，那手往外一拉，太极啊，往后一转，打挂。 其实都一样，圈钱归一路。
All the schools may have originated from the same source, but for Zhang Wenjiao, there is only one thing to do now. He must practice hard at the required moves to get into the university. These required exam moves are a must for students hoping to enter the University Department of Martial Arts. They aim for high difficulty, high ornamental value, and innovation, a key difference from folk martial arts training.
五组拳它的动作是近身短打，靠身打、贴打。你腿抬那么高，它靠身进，你就随便拨一下打了。
所以这个动作练得怎么样？你觉得？
现在还没有真正就是达到那个标准的那高标准。
再怎么进步嘛，达不到度的话还是没办法，达不到那个高度。
Although Zhang Wenchao is under huge pressure in preparing for his third attempt at the exam, his father won't let him neglect his practice of Wu Tzu Chuan.
啪，你快打出去，防，打进来，好，千招千解，独快无绝。你看我刚刚讲的这个拳，要打得很远，一步可以达到2米。你是竞技武术的，你就专门为比赛而做，把你动作做得漂亮，越漂亮越好。如果你是要对抗性，你要从小就要有进行这种实战性的训练。
To meet the selection standards for martial arts courses in colleges and universities, popular martial artists have to lean towards high difficulty, high ornamental value, and novelty. It's a reality that the father and son have to accept.
如果他不去走这条路，就以后跟我一样，去个传统武师，你没有那个专业院校的提高，接掌我的武馆没用。
我甚至一直在骗自己，这个地方我跳过去了，我就上大学了。我武术对于我现在嘛，能成为我生活的一部分。既然都选择了，那就继续坚持下去。
The date of the next exam looms closer. Although changes in training standards between folk styles and professional colleges have caused them many problems, Zhang Xiaofeng is adamant that the combative nature of martial arts should not be changed. Like the South Fist, the North Leg is also a cover-all name for the schools of martial arts from north of the Yangtze River. The focus is on kicking skills with extended postures. Shenyang was once the home of martial artist Yu Boqian. His student, Bai Guodong, is an inheritor of the Chujiao Fanzi Chen, meaning poking foot and rotating fist. Bai is a hard man to track down, but the crew have been told that he practices at Shenyang's Zhongshan Park every morning. When he is finally tracked down in one corner of the park, however, he is reluctant to talk.
如果不是他们给我们推荐这些人，您说我能找得着您吗？您还有啥顾虑？您跟我说，没事儿。
我这不明，这里的事儿太复杂。
Bai Guodong is suspicious because someone once filmed him in the park and then sold the video commercially, using Bai's name without permission, nor any offer of remuneration. Eventually, his mind is put at rest, and he begins to open up a bit.
翻字拳，他们现在写这个翻呢是这个翻，加个雨字儿，那是错的，应该是这个翻。这个翻呢代表是2以上为翻，就是他每一下都2以上。我师傅说手动足凑，我这步就是得插进去，他俩同时的就这样走，底下个腿给他锁，在这儿走。啊。
搓脚的搓字的意思是在哪儿？
搓就是不离开地皮呗。你比如说我体重顶脚啊，就离地8寸，趴脚你可以走，哎，我趴脚一走，哎，
我根本没反应过来。
搓脚没有一下踢人的。我师傅说过什么？这个眼睛可以测试，耐拳耐打。
Bai Guodong is 83 now. He remembers his master, Yu Boqian. Over 60 years ago, he saw his master practicing alone in this park, and so began his martial arts adventure.
我想起来了，那时候师傅说过，既得意必是敌，不是敌那你就纸上谈兵，你不练一辈武术挨一顿揍。
Yu Boqian was born in the early 20th century, during the late Qing dynasty. He was proficient in Chujiao Fanzi Chen, but he knew much more than fighting. He went to college, served in the army, and wasn't afraid to give the city's arrogant Japanese overlords a piece of his mind. Martial arts scholar Ma Mingda said Yu Boqian was one of the true martial artists whose faith never wavered at a time when stylish but not useful moves became all the fashion. Bai Guodong stopped practicing martial arts sequences a long time ago, but he has an excellent student in Liao Yang who can demonstrate them. The wave pattern is a sequence Yu Boqian created after a lifetime of thinking and learning.
拳本来是人编的，它原先它不是神仙编的，这玩意儿就是经过修改以后才能传下来。
Bai Guodong originally wanted to teach his students a set of Yu Boqian's blade fighting skills.
当时就这么学的，就是他先进攻，你怎么防，完了怎么再进攻我。他没了，我跟谁练呢？一个人练不了，所以说他就容易忘了。
师傅，你还能记着两下吗？
我就知道这个盘能用，这个把能用，怎么走？哎，这是缠头，这是过脑，他两个动作不一样用。这个缠头吧，我可以不这么走，我这个手拿这儿嘛，往这里一走，完我这个刀一扛就拉上。哎，这是你也得变，那里头讲究不少。
所以就是说，必须两个人配合的原因就在这儿。
对，
没有人的话，您有些东西是
你练不了。现在就基本失传了吧？
就失传了。
有谱没有刀了。
It's been 40 years since Master Yu Boqian passed away. Many skills can be lost when a person dies. There is a saying, when a man dies, an art is lost.
这是于老师追悼会的时候。
对。我师傅反对练这个跟头打把式，他说这打起来没有用，打起来就是一拳一脚，有啥呀？不管你内家外家，最后都练一家。
打个腿断胳膊折，你自己回家去治。
Bai Guodong has been a worker all his life, and this has been his home for decades. Apart from going to the park to exercise, most of the time he stays at home and listens to stories on the radio.
武是啥？精神和力，胆量，一种追求。现在不是追求，现在就是锻炼。俺这邻居都不知道我练这玩意儿，厂子都不知道。
树欲静而风不止。
Bai Guodong is in a hurry to finish filming because he is worried that the neighbors would notice if the crew stay longer. The crew depart reluctantly, feeling that there is much more left to be discovered from this hidden master. Before leaving Shenyang, the crew decide to pay their respects to Master Yu Boqian by visiting his grave. They rely on the rough directions provided by Bai Guodong.
哎，您好，我们是来找一个叫于伯谦先生的墓。
他有碑没呀？
应该有碑啊。80年代初这儿埋过一个叫于伯谦的武术家，您听说过吗？
不知道，
不知道。
因为这边散文比较多，然后你要不在园区里，我们没法查。
这个于伯谦墓搁山上边了，我安排个人叫他帮你找一下。
哎呦，谢谢，太感谢了，太感谢了。
After several twists and turns, the crew finally find Yu Boqian's grave on a hill facing the Liaohe River. Over the past century, many skills were lost with the death of the old generation of martial artists. Perhaps this is the reason for the disappearing essence of Chinese martial arts. Following the compass, the crew head for Bangbu in East China in search of the secrets of the spear. Martial arts are popular in Bangbu. The crew seek out Mei Jiaxin, who has a reputation as a practitioner of Xin Yi Liu He Chen, meaning heart, intention, and six harmonies fist. It bears close relation to ancient spear skills. Instead of martial artists, Mei Jiaxin takes the crew to meet a group of Peking opera enthusiasts.
唱起来是啥感觉？
那是这个武术比他的丹田用的气力、呼吸都是一样的。
呼吸是一样的，
呼吸都是
相通的地方。
相通的地方。
Mei Jiaxin, a retiree from a state-owned enterprise, spends his days singing opera, practicing martial arts, and taking care of his granddaughter. He has been obsessed with martial arts since childhood, having learned Xin Yi Liu He Chen from renowned master Liu Fengming. This school, which was formed in the mid-17th century, grew from a basis of spear skills. Ancient military spear skills were used in highly drilled group combat. When they became part of folk culture, the restrictions on the possession and use of weapons saw them gradually turn into a set of bare-handed combat skills. The abandonment of weapons made the skills less lethal, but combat ability was still important.
武术啊，坚持到现在的这个最根本的一个东西呢，积极是它的根本。
Practicing martial arts will be in vain without strengthening basic skills. The folk martial artists have always striven for combat effectiveness, which is even reflected in their dress.
这个鞋是我老师刘文明老先生穿过的，这些呢讲这个失传了。这个鞋，鞋本身就是个武器，一刀砍下来，都啪一推上去就把接刀，这个时候机会就来了。我们的宋师爷就可以拿这个脚去接刀。
Master Song Guobin was a renowned martial artist in the era of the Republic of China. He used to train the garrisons at Bengbu in martial arts, and later taught his skills to the workers at the ports along the Huaihe River.
是可以养家糊口的，因为这个淮河码头林立啊，你想在这吃饭，我想在这吃饭，那过去怎么办呢？大家就是拼拳头。现在呢，法治社会了，长时间呢脱离了这个打斗，经济能力变弱了，对，他就没有这个环境，再加上这个老师呢这个一知半解，以讹传讹，到最后都是说故事给你听。再一个呢就是保守，保守就是我不愿意泄这个密。
对谁泄密呢？
练这个东西人都不愿意泄密，那这些东西用口传。你这过去不讲吗？教拳不教步，教步打师傅呀。
The changing times, social environments, and the paths of inheritance have all led to a decline in the fighting efficacy of Chinese martial arts. Mei Jiaxin's student, Liu Jiacheng, and Mei's son, Mei Ruinzhe, run a martial arts school. Mei Ruinzhe has practiced martial arts with his father since he was a child, but he doesn't earn his living through martial arts. Liu Jiacheng used to fight in professional Sanda competitions. These days, he's a regular salaryman. At weekends, they do fight training to enhance their combat abilities.
技术能力就是讲这个法律的原理，别说在运动当中去打人，他就是讲你站那个地方，他能把你打倒，那就算本事很大了。
This is not a real fight, but another sequence, a classic training method in traditional martial arts. Both parties attacking and defending simultaneously is a typical characteristic of Chinese martial arts. Mei Jiaxin is totally dedicated to the martial arts. He is happy because he can do what he likes. But in dealing with his son, he is curiously restrained and almost never lets his son practice exerting force. This is because Mei Ruinzhe has suffered from ankylosing spondylitis since he was 25. He is taking double doses of painkillers for the film shoot. Before his affliction struck, he had a different life plan.
刚看到那个 UFC 出来的时候，我就特别想，为什么打的都是这些西洋的拳法呀？怎么没有中国武术去打呢？那时候我梦想就特别想，就练好去打一下，试一试。就是没想到到25岁的时候，真那时候这个身体突然出了一些问题了。
晴天霹雳，那我是非常难受，我背后掉过眼泪。
没想到他能
对。 真是。怎么能教到这样呢？
本来当时您觉得您这一生对武术的追求，儿子应该是能够
是啊，
很好的继承的。
哎，他确实有这个感觉。这不介意吧？这个
没事没事。
确实，当然还好就好在还有那么多的弟子，我相信他们通过努力应该讲能把它传承下去，我也有这个信心。因为这还在寻找嘛，还有大家在帮助。
The spear skills used to kill on the battlefield, but in an unlikely twist gave birth to bare-handed folk martial arts. The evolution of ancient skills and the perseverance of a modern martial artist perfectly show the ever-changing external forms of martial arts and the never-changing essence of combat skills. Next, the crew head to northwest China, where staff skills are popular. Zhao Xiaochang's family are guardians of the Heihu staff and are well known in the city of Tianshui in Gansu province. But the videos the crew have seen show seemingly slow and soft moves, quite different from the fierce and powerful skills they have anticipated. The charm of Tianshui goes back to the legends of Fu Xi and Nu Hua, the deities found in Chinese mythology, as well as expressive and easygoing character of the people of China's northwest. Like the glasses on these old men's noses, practicing martial arts is a common sight. The crew go in search of the Heihu, or black tiger staff.
您听说过，比如什么像黑虎棍这种，您听说过吗？黑虎棍。
那就是断口。
But the videos showed a long staff. Is that the real Heihu staff? The crew go to look for Zhao Xiaochang in a village in Tianshui.
这个红色的门口是吧？我在门口等您吧。不是这放羊的，不是这个，应该不是。哎，可能就是。真的。
我们这里比你们那里可能冷，
是冷。
坐。
我们刚从那个伏羲庙过来，在那个广场上看见好多练武术的，有这个。
他没有练黑虎棍的，好多人是听说过，他没有见过。他对外不说，对外不来传。
但是他为啥都听说过黑虎棍呢？就说明这个棍子还是
打出来的面上，他是打出来的。以前就比过武嘛，在天水，我们张家河就有个代表，当时上去以后就用的黑虎棍里边的上枪。 就扎了一枪，对方也就服了。
The crew want to see more of these staff skills.
你现在在你演的那个光盘里边，你看着我父亲打的那个黑虎棍架，农村人演武术就这个样子，他跟你实战起来就不是你说的那个样子。我主要就是练的两个人这样打。那我给你练，你看一下我的单头功和双头功。
现在在院子里能看一下。
行啊。这样子。
The staff skills Zhao Xiaochang demonstrates are not much different from what was seen in the video. What really arouses the crew's interest is the stabbing staff skill.
您现在还有人跟您对练吗？
没有，我也不练这个东西。
那您的兄弟他们呢？
他不在。
刚才视频里跟您父亲对打的那个
人70多了，前几天他好像住院了嘛，咋弄的？
Zhao Xiaochang starts to get a little distracted. He wants to get back to work. He has a couple of acres of cherry trees in the mountains, and he has to water them by hand. Neither of Zhao's two sons practice martial arts. He wants to raise the hundreds of thousands of yuan needed for his sons' marriages as soon as possible. His work, planting cherries and corn and hauling bricks, keeps him tied to the mountains to achieve his goal.
我是中国人，来个中国的首都都没去过。
北京有好多练武术的，
他跟我们的不一样，不然这是江湖上的事嘛。他们请我也不去，就在这个山沟里就行了，让别人吹吧。我也管不了别人吹嘛。武术是练出来的，不是你吹出来的。你不下苦功，你能练好吗？不靠这个东西挣钱，你要挣钱就完蛋了。那不是赚钱的工具。真的武术就是跟人搏斗，就是防备这些土匪啊啥的。
100年前这个地方可能大家拿个棍子很正常，
很正常。现在你觉得还奇怪了，你拿个棍子，你神经病犯了。拿个来干啥去？藏在家里，不拿出来。
The day's work is finished, and dinner is being readied. It's time for Zhao Xiaochang to relax.
发出去全门开锅吧！父命儿啊！
Zhao Xiaochang's most loyal fan is his dog, Hey Hu.
有州
A bowl of authentic Jiang Shui noodles is his regular evening meal.
够了吗？
还没够，
还没够啊！
After his meal, Zhao Xiaochang's real nightlife begins.
过去练武术的你也不来见，我也不来见，他晚上才练，能偷着练，不能对外传。
The crew are in luck. Zhao Xiaochang's big brother, who has practiced martial arts with him since they were both kids, comes home. After repeated requests, they agree to demonstrate the He Hu staff dual practice.
黑虎棍的这个练法，它是为了练这个步伐，这个步伐不能乱，步伐一乱，你的棍也就乱了。自古以来，每辈分都是这个样子的练习，不能再变化。你看起来是这样子打着你的手啊，其实并不是打你的手，
那是打哪儿呢？
也能撒敲，
他马上就扎回来，扎你的咽喉。
吃棍就敲，
再扎敲，棍里边暗藏的是敲。
Like the spear skills hidden in the staff, Zhao Xiaochang, hoe in hand, keeps his deep knowledge of the martial arts he has mastered as a hidden life treasure.
这就是你待了一辈子的大山啊！
那没办法，我两个儿子安排好了，我就找你。
行。
The changing social environment has left traditional martial arts without their original purpose, no longer used for self-protection or for earning a livelihood. Those folk martial arts, like the He Hu staff, are just the redundant skill of a mountain farmer. Apart from the long staff, Northwest China is also known for a distinctive type of short staff, called the whip staff. The crew go to the capital of Shanxi province, Xi'an, where a whip staff member is known to live. He arranges to meet the crew in an area suffused with the smell of delicious food.
你要吃啥？我找个人。哎，找咱一个学人。哎，在后头，在后头，在后头啊！好，在后头。哎，你好。
哦，这就是所谓边口，就是我说一个短棍儿，一个长棍儿，短一棍儿。
就在那儿。
您这棍子平时都是出来的时候都套在那个，还是不想让人知道？
对，有人问的话就钓鱼的。
啥？
钓鱼的。
Bai Shuren is a native of Xi'an. He has been obsessed with martial arts since childhood. He has studied under many famous martial artists in northwest China. When he was young, his reputation grew to the extent that he was simply known as Young Bai. Over the decades, the vicissitudes of life saw him disappear from Xi'an's martial arts community for some time. A few years ago, he returned as Old Bai and began teaching whip staff in the park.
又来一个。
都做生意的，
这我们认识了，
这卖面的，
这是卖面的啊，
那是卖泡馍的，那个是卖甜食卖元宵的，
卖面的，
然后您是卖元宵的，
卖元宵的，
元宵
哦，这就是一个餐饮业的武术队啊。
天回回2把刀，一把宰牛羊，一把卖切糕，都是卖饭的。
The people of Xi'an took to the whipstaff because of its multiple uses throughout history. Its length, at around 1¼ meters, allows it to be used as a walking stick for hiking or to help carry heavy goods. And most importantly, it's a handy weapon against beasts and bandits. The whipstaff focuses on continuous striking. The seemingly over-elaborate moves are in fact highly effective in offensive or defensive. These days, the whipstaff has become a popular way of exercise for the people in the Northwest because of its complex skills.
这是连着3下，也许就打这一下，这直接就走了。
Variation and speed are two major elements of the whipstaff skills. These would seem to be a bit challenging for a man in his 70s, like Bai Shuren. Fortunately, his students have largely mastered the whipstaff in recent years, so he only needs to advise from time to time. The great thing is that they have fun together and strengthen their bodies. Of course, being able to pass on his skills in such a pleasant environment makes Bai Shuren a lifelong devotee of martial arts, both relieved and delighted. After putting their weapons away, these hard-working merchants go back serving their customers. The whipstaff seems to bring a special joy to their lives. Inspired by them, the episode director asks Bai Shuren for a private lesson. The crew follow Bai to his home, where he leads them to the rooftop.
是不是也是不想让周围人看？
对，是。
In the lively and crowded neighborhood, this is the only peaceful place that belongs to him alone.
对，很好。他就是在里头藏着连续击打，因为他本身是个细杆细木头，一旦有机会不能放弃。就是说，咱俩动手说，你一个刀到这儿了，我不管你，我完成我的动作。比如说你刀在这儿了，我东西已经到这儿来了，我躲你，说不定我就找上了。我不躲你，咱俩谁的定力好，谁的意志坚定，谁就赢了。
It becomes clear that what Bai Shuren hides on his rooftop is his relentless pursuit of the true essence of martial arts, its fighting applications.
"我们就是一个中国的古典武艺爱好者，我觉得进攻和防守的技术为武术。你表演也好，你体操也好，你养生也好，你健身也好，对不对？你可以给它配上武术的外衣，但是你要认为这个就是中国的国术啊，你自欺欺人呐、你就一直活在那种虚无缥缈中。中国武术就是翻跟头。
Xi'an's catering martial artists keep their thin whipstaffs hidden in the corner of their stores. At midnight, the owners of the Sticky Rice Ball stall and the Palmo shop are free again to enjoy their leisure time.
这么晚还练呢？
The crew's experience in Xi'an demonstrates the great vitality of Chinese folk martial arts. In our time, martial arts have moved from being professional skills for warriors to a pastime for the ordinary people. The crew returned to Beijing to meet a special guest. Robert Baudouin and his team are from a folk martial arts organization that adheres to the traditional Eastern concepts, the World Tang Soo Do Association. By legend, Tang Soo Do originated in China during the Tang Dynasty and became popular across East Asia. It was introduced to the United States from Korea in the 1960s. In 1984, when China was in the midst of a martial arts revival, Robert was invited to visit China with the World Tang Soo Do Association. His return to China after more than 3 decades is entirely due to an unexpected discovery made by the crew during their research. In 2018, the crew met Liu Jinsu, the inheritor of a local school of martial arts in Lanzhou, Ba Men Chuan, meaning 8-gate fist. He was 83 at the time, but his moves were incredibly agile and fast. Liu Jinsu was born in the countryside and can't read. When he was young, he won a medal at the Second National Games of China, thanks to his excellent skill in martial arts. He later became a martial arts coach. During the decades, he saved a lot of martial arts materials, and these well-preserved business cards caught the crew's attention. Liu remembers attending the 1984 Martial Arts Exchange in Lanzhou with members of the World Tang Soo Do Association. He was proud that his ancestral martial arts were being recognized by their foreign counterparts, and he kept all their calling cards. The crew immediately started to make contact, hoping to invite the owners of the cards to visit China again. In doing so, they want to get an insight into the development of traditional Chinese martial arts abroad. On the evening before meeting with Liu Jinsu, Robert shows the crew a documentary about the 1984 trip. To reacquaint Robert with Liu Jinsu, the crew show him video footage taken during pre-production in 2018.
He saved them.
He carried out the business card from his wallet. I was surprised. I was surprised too.
哎呀，
叫杨。
哎呀，我发现做个事多少点呢。
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
这个就多少年了嘛？
This is mine.
一直保存着的。
一直保存着。对对。您记不记得当时这个场景
？90吧。
这是您吧？
哎，对对对，这是爷爷。
哎，
是
我在这儿有年轻的时候的照片。
That is him.
这是您。
Liu Jinsu has lost a lot of weight since the crew last saw him. His family say he was in hospital until very recently and could barely get out of bed.
听到你来了，高兴的哎呀，一下子病也没有了。他就不管怎么做，他还都要见你的面。
Though not in good health, Liu Jinsu insists on taking the crew to the Liu family ancestral temple. The 2 veteran martial artists only have the language of their craft in common as they continue their dialogue from all those decades ago. Robert is very interested in Liu's spear skills in the video, and Liu immediately understands what he means.
他说的也是，看下这个实战意义。
对，枪如果要想灵活，2个手中间交叉，不能这样看。
Although the scene looks pleasant enough, it is quickly stopped by disgruntled Liu Jinsu.
这个没远，小孩也没远，是吧？因为他们那是全部是自选投入嘛，那没有嘛，你给他把那高架桥放下，这是我们中国的传统的投入。
你教呀爷，我教不出来呀。
你快一点嘛你。
It seems to roll back to 1984 when they met for the first time. Although so much time has passed, their pursuit of the essence of martial arts through its combat skills has been constant.
Some martial arts in our world has changed and lost some of the traditional aspect of control, respect. It was like Mr. Liu said, it's not genuine. And so they learned the wrong thing. But now there's a revolution for good health. Normal student wants to learn self-defense, physical fitness. Let's not fight. Competition isn't for everybody. So performance gives a person a chance to express themselves freely. We've done some surveys. 98% of the population of the world, they don't do martial arts. Why do we learn martial art? Not to win first place in trophies. That's not important. To help you with your integrity, concentration, perseverance, self-control, humility, indomitable spirit.
Today, professional martial arts athletes pursue competition and combat, while folk martial arts enthusiasts are most interested in exercise and performance. The pursuit of different values has led to a diversified development of martial arts. Maybe this is inevitable as times change. Maybe mutual respect and tolerance is how martial arts culture should develop.
There's no one best martial art. We have to be open to other styles.
Robert and Liu Jinsu's brief reunion makes the crew realize that although martial arts around the world are diversifying, retaining the essential of combat skills is still crucial for their development. This is a world of martial arts that has been guarded by countless people to this day. Today's contemporary competitive martial arts and traditional martial arts have parted ways. Many schools of martial arts have disappeared with the death of their inheritors. The core skills of martial arts have changed and even been lost. People in China and across the world now mostly see martial arts as a way of improving their physical fitness. It seems that the degradation of the combat ability of Chinese martial arts is inevitable as time passes. But it remains that the pursuit of combat skills is always the mission of true martial artists. This is evidenced in every martial artist that the crew visited. Chinese martial arts have never stopped changing. It is the love of ordinary people that has been the guarding and the keeping of the real soul of martial arts.